Good evening and welcome to the 13th Kresge Eminent Artist Award celebration. My name is Christina DeRose, and on behalf of my colleagues Katie McGowan, Nicole Peterson, and Asa Keeley-Gardner, as well as the College for Creative Studies and the Kresge Foundation, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's event celebrating 2021 Kresge Eminent Artist Shirley Woodson. I know that I speak for everyone involved in tonight's event when I say that we would much prefer to be gathered in person, in a room full of hugs and smiles and, of course, applause for Ms. Woodson's lifetime of achievements. It's my sincere hope that we will be able to safely gather again in the future very soon. And until then, I'm grateful for the energy and the joy that are central to this evening's virtual event honoring Ms. Woodson's lifetime of contributions as an artist, an educator, and an institution builder. The Kresge Eminent Artist Award, which comes with a no-strings-attached $50,000 prize, as well as a monograph published by the Kresge Foundation, celebrates one artist each year whose influential work and generous contributions to the growth and vibrancy of Detroit's cultural environment are unmistakable. Without a doubt, that describes Ms. Woodson's decades of success as an artist and her exceptional and tireless commitment to ensure educational and career opportunities for all artists. Ms. Woodson's contributions are a reason that the story of art in Detroit is as inclusive and honest as it is, even when we have so much work still to be done. Her legacy is central to Detroit's arts and culture community, a community that is renowned for its creativity, formal and informal support networks, and an unwavering commitment to truth, to equity, and to justice. We are honored to have Ms. Woodson among the esteemed group of 13 individuals who have received this award so far. Kresge Arts in Detroit is generously funded by the Kresge Foundation and administered by the College for Creative Studies. The Kresge Foundation established our office in order to honor and support the artists who enrich our lives. We're grateful to the Foundation for making the arts, and specifically individual artists, central to their efforts in Detroit. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Kresge Foundation's President and CEO, Rip Rapson, whose vision and commitment both created and sustained Kresge Arts in Detroit.
Thank you, Christina, and special thanks to you and your colleagues at Kresge Arts in Detroit at the college. You have been so thoughtful and passionate and committed in bringing this program to life, weaving together our family of fellows and Gilda awardees and eminent artists who now number more than 200. By your continuing and ever-deepening commitment to these artists, you've shown by example just how powerfully and fully the community benefits from investments in artists themselves. For that, you have our gratitude, just as you have it for gathering all of us here this evening. And thanks to all of you out there for joining us tonight. Let me, just for a moment, I promise, take you back to what things were like a year ago when public life was almost by any measure shutting down. We had no choice but to retreat from offices, to retreat from in-person commercial activity, to retreat from cultural gatherings, even to retreat from so much of our face-to-face camaraderie of friends and even family. With all of that retreating, with so many connections severed, so many interactions denied us, the centrality of art became more and more apparent as a means of confronting inequities and injustice, as a vehicle for bridging across difference, as a mechanism for breaking out of stale and unproductive behaviors in favor of equitable and just solutions to intractable problems, and as a path to building social cohesion even in the face of separation and distance. During this impossibly difficult time, I found solace in the words of our eminent artist poets Gloria Howes and Naomi Long-Madgett. We could also contemplate 2020 eminent artist Marie Wu's ceramics, permitting them to ground us in their earthen mystery and calm. We could listen to the elegant music of Wu in tribute, which Christina and her team commissioned from eminent artist Wendell Harrison. We could re-immerse ourselves in the visual imagery of Charles McGee, Lenny Sinclair, Bill Rawhauser, or Ruth Adler Schnee. We could call up recordings from Marcus Belgrave, David DiChiara, or Patricia Terry Ross. We could settle in with the writings of Bill Harris. Each of our eminent artists has offered something to help us carry on with our lives, even as the fabric of our sociality continued to fray. In Shirley Woodson, we have another artist who offers sustenance for these hard times. An artist who offers us beauty and hard truths, inquiry and hope. Shirley is an artist who offers us a singular vision that is universally embracing as well. She leads us both gently and forcefully into the world of her color palette and the striking people with whom she populates it. Whether the work is abstract, figurative, or something of a blend, her creations are always captivating, moments frozen in elusive, larger narratives that leave us wanting more. The Kresge Eminent Artist Award was begun more than a decade ago to recognize artists rooted in metropolitan Detroit for exemplary lives of achievement and contributions to their art forms, for their enhancement of the artistic and cultural communities of metropolitan Detroit, and for their strengthening of the civic fabric of the entire community. This describes Shirley to a T. In addition to what she shares through brushstrokes on canvas, Shirley has been an exemplary arts teacher and arts administrator in Detroit and Highland Park, and as such, an advocate for the long overdue inclusion of African American artists in syllabi and the canon. She has been a curator and an organizer, and deserves credit in particular for co-founding the Michigan chapter of the National Conference of Artists in the 1970s. There, she connected the burgeoning African American arts scene of Detroit with the oldest organization focused on developing and promoting opportunities for Black visual artists. She has not only inspired artists, but mentored them as well. And as we have seen so often, selflessly paying it forward can yield returns for wider and wider circles of beneficiaries. Shirley, we are honored to recognize you as our eminent artist this year. We look forward to releasing, in person, the monograph on your life and work, which will be done in conjunction with the opening of an exhibit of your work at the Detroit Artist Market on September 24th. After helping us through the devastation of the pandemic, artists like Shirley will also help us return to public and cultural life with renewed hope. Let me close with the words of the poet Donna Ashworth. History will remember when the world stopped and the flights stayed on the ground, and the cars parked in the street and the trains didn't run. History will remember when the schools closed and the children stayed indoors and the medical staff walked toward the fire and they didn't run. History will remember when the people sang on their balconies, in isolation, but so very much together, in courage and song. History will remember when the virus left and the houses opened and the people came out and hugged and kissed and started again, kinder than before. And with that, Don, let me hand it over to you.
Thanks so much, Rip, and thanks to your team and your board for all the great support that you provided art and artists in Detroit and beyond. We really do appreciate it. Now I'd like to highlight the importance of mentoring throughout life, but certainly around artists. It's really important that artists mentor other artists because it's important that they feel supported in their community as they work to build and cultivate strong communities of artists and designers. I want to highlight the importance of mentoring in all aspects of life, but especially how artists mentor each other and build strong communities. Within Shirley Woodson's legacy of mentorship is her relationship to the late Gayelynn Snowden. As the inaugural Kresge Fellow, Gilda made sure the importance of Shirley's mentorship to her own career. Gilda went on to be an exceptionally accomplished artist in the Detroit area and was certainly beloved by many. She was a Wayne State graduate, and she was a longtime faculty member in painting at College for Creative Studies, as well as the chair of the Fine Arts Department. Gilda became so renowned for her support of other artists that Kresge Arts in Detroit's Gilda Awards are actually named after Gilda Snowden, and it's named in her honor. The Gilda Awards are $5,000 unrestricted prizes in honor of Gilda Snowden's legacy as a mentor and champion of young artists who are emerging artists in Detroit and the metropolitan area. Gilda Award recipients are artists who are early in their careers, are gaining momentum, and demonstrate exceptional potential through creative risk-taking and pushing the boundaries of their own chosen art form. Gilda Award recipients come from many different backgrounds and many different schools, including CCS. Mentorship and mutual support are among the reasons Detroit has maintained a vibrant arts and culture community. It's an honor to celebrate Shirley's incredible contributions as an artist, mentor, and community member for whom we all owe immense gratitude for the thriving arts in Detroit. I want to end with a shout out to Shirley's son, Sengor Reed, who is a visual artist and a Kresge Artist Fellow himself. Sengor Reed develops figurative paintings and films that explore the connections between art, culture, the social sciences, as well as the environment. We always love to see generations of artists, so it's wonderful to have Shirley and Sengor. Thanks again, Rip and the Kresge Foundation, and congratulations one more time to Shirley.
Hello, distinguished citizens of Detroit and members of the arts community abroad. I welcome you all and thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Sengor Reed. Today it is both my honor and privilege to be able to introduce to you a film about my mother, Shirley Woodson. Born on March 3rd, 1936, in Pulaski, Tennessee, to Claude and Celia Woodson, my mother has spent a lifetime working in service to our community. Her passionate dedication and commitment to promoting and empowering the arts in Detroit and abroad is simply outstanding and inspiring. As an artist, educator, administrator, community leader, writer, curator, business owner, lecturer, feminist, mentor, daughter, sister, wife, mother, and friend, my mother has maintained the ultimate benchmark of excellence for our planet. Her body of work as a professional is unparalleled. On a personal level, I've always viewed myself as the luckiest child in the world. I've had the opportunity of growing up in a family where art and creativity was at the center of our existence, where the notion of community was defined by our courage and willingness to give and share our gifts with others. I've watched my mother work tirelessly to promote the arts in our schools, institutions, and in our homes. Being able to observe my mother masterfully handle so many responsibilities, all the while cultivating her talents as an artist and innovator, has been such a privilege. Throughout my life, there have been a countless number of nights when I've worked alongside my mother to install an exhibition, stretch a canvas, or put together a lesson plan, where we will turn to one another and say, "I don't know what I would do without you." She is a woman of uncanny strength and dedication. She is a saint, an angel, and a vision of wonder. My mother's the most amazing human being I know. Without further ado, I introduce to you a film about my mother, the 2021 Kresge Eminent Artist, Shirley Woodson.
What art does is it keeps you resilient. It keeps you ready for new things. It keeps you optimistic, and you can survive from that. I mean, it embraces difference, so to speak. It embraces constant communication. My name is Shirley Woodson. I'm an artist. I'm a painter as well as an art educator. My parents moved from Tennessee to Detroit. This is home. When I was in elementary, I was selected for special art classes. I was recommended to go to the Detroit Institute of Arts. My ideas about painting and developing painting really came from my interest in all of the forms that I saw.
One of the things that I really like about her work is her use of color. And one of the things that I've become aware of in recent years is that when I look at her work, it's hard to look at them and not hear music when you look at them.
I wanted the viewer to step into the work and to become engaged with the work. I could certainly get their attention with bright colors.
To grow up around so many colorful paintings, around so much color and life and vibrancy. I mean, I just always woke up happy as a child. I mean, I woke up and my mother's painting's like right there.
In my mind, she's like Mama Shirley. she is really an inspiration to the gallery, an inspiration to me as a curator and gallerist. When you're running a gallery by yourself, African-American woman in this industry, you know, just overall, it's a lot of work.
The thing about doing things that help strengthen the local creative community is that it also strengthens the community and injects the community with energy.
From being head of arts for Detroit Public School, being the head of NCA, National Conference of Artists, being the educator, bringing people in this, and also representing Detroit on a national and international level. So that's what she has done. It's enormous what Shirley Woodson's contribution has been.
Well, the Black Arts Movement was a part of the Civil Rights Movement, and the Civil Rights Movement was about what we're doing now. it's all the same. We were all there.
So Miss Reed would have begun her work as an artist, I think it's, the serious work, in the 60s, in the 1960s. This was a period of Black consciousness, Black power, and Black artists were really trying to understand identity in relationship to the African continent in terms of history and heritage. And they wanted their work to represent this concern, this newfound, identity or attachment with African history and African heritage. She has played a very, very important role in terms of the historical recognition of African American artists. I know that she's valued nationally as an artist, but for me, it was both that artist's significance and the ongoing commitment to community that was really important.
I mean, almost devoted her life to not to her own work, but to the work of the African-American artists in general. She just had a long dedication.
Shirley is a staple in the community, in the art community. Like you know Detroit art, you know Shirley. There's no way that you will get through this existence of art, of Detroit art history, without knowing Shirley Woodson.
My mom always approached everything that she did with a certain level of seriousness and purpose and intent. I've always sort of been inspired and sort of watched that.
I think that aspiring artists could learn from her that they truly do have capacity to make important contributions as artists and still be available to their communities and share their talents.
My advice to a young artist who wants to be an artist is to move right ahead and be an artist. That's my advice.
Hello, my name is Katie McGowan. I work as Managing Director of Kresge Arts in Detroit. The video we just saw was created by Real Clever Films, Eden Sabelboro, Thad Sabelboro, and Sai Zantua. Thank you, Real Clever, for the inspiring glimpse into Ms. Woodson's life. Next up, I'm pleased to introduce the Marion Hayden Quartet, featuring 2015 Kresge Artist Fellow Marion Hayden on bass, 2014 Kresge Artist Fellow Gayelynn McKinney on drums, Alina Morr on piano, and Jeffrey Trent on saxophone. The piece they'll be performing is called Ebeness. It was composed by one of Marion Hayden's mentors, Roy Brooks. And now to Marion.
Good evening, and hearty congratulations to Shirley Woodson, Kresge Eminent Artist for 2021. Shirley, you know I love you. You are one of my heroes. Shirley, the visionary artist, the educator, strategist, administrator, and community activist. I am so glad to be here to celebrate with you this evening. Tonight, I am presenting to you the Marion Hayden Quartet, featuring Jeffrey Trent on saxophone, Alina Morr on piano, Gayelynn McKinney on drums. We'd like to perform a selection for you from the book of the great drummer Roy Brooks with lyrics by vocalist Eddie Jefferson. This is Ebeness. And raised in a land of dreams. Known for her strength and duty, and lives to fulfill her needs. Though she's a mother's child, she's a mother with no love to lose. Constantly paying dues and singing blues. Strong as a tree is tall, sweeter than rows of sugar cane. Determined not to fall, she bends like a willow in rain. Moves with assuring calm and a smile on her face of dew. Heaven, you know it's true, and part of you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce 2021 Kresge Eminent Artist, Shirley Woodson. Following Ms. Woodson's remarks, we'll hear an original work created specifically for tonight's event by Marsha Music, literary artist and 2012 Kresge Artist Fellow.
I would like to thank the Kresge Foundation for this amazing award. I am truly honored to receive this recognition. Without the support and encouragement of my incredible parents and my extraordinary husband, this would not have been possible. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marsha Music. I am honored to present my newest work dedicated to Shirley Woodson, who has been chosen as the 2021 Kresge Eminent Artist. A word for Shirley Woodson. Daubs of dreamscapes, forms and figures, childlike wonder, elder wisdom, souls and mortals dark and fair, under waters, up in air, floating whorls of energy, brown of skin and memory, spirit palettes, bursting life, wondrous orbs of day and night, azure blues and verdant greens, lines of old ancestral scenes, diminutive, yet from her brush, giants form with bodies lush, life on canvas, tame and wild, male and female reconcile, freedom fighting as she paints, casting off the old restraints. A soldier in the culture wars, whispers turning into roars. Pedagogy of black arts with generations in her heart. Passed on knowledge, taught the young with ancestral mother tongue. Wrought of color and collage, scenes of matter and mirage. Teaching classes of the craft, matriculating line and draft. Paintbrush as her power tool, lead whole systems of the school. Magic where she placed her hand, organized around the land, and amidst brought forth a son, and he too a gifted one. The flowers she is given now are affirmations of the vow, enter into long ago to yet upon the world bestow. Her never-ending energy and ceaseless creativity, this tiny queen and keeper of our legacies from Africa, with visions of our land and folk, transcendent light from her Detroit. I thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate and honor 2021 Kresge Eminent Artist Shirley Woodson. We're grateful to the panel of artists and arts professionals who made this selection. Those panelists include Carol Morisseau, Ken Morris, Del Pryor, Chris Handyside, and Dr. Gloria House, 2019 Kresge Eminent Artist. We thank each of them for generously sharing their time and expertise. I'd like to once again thank my colleagues in the Kresge Arts in Detroit office and at the College for Creative Studies, as well as those at the Kresge Foundation on the team that we work with regularly, including Wendy Lewis-Jackson, Michael Williams, Kim Herron, and as of earlier this year, Michelle Perrin, who of course is also the founding director of Kresge Arts in Detroit. Your bold and unrestricted support of individual artists in Detroit is unparalleled, and we are deeply grateful. Upon receiving the award, Ms. Woodson noted that Detroit is fortunate to, quote, have an arts community that never stopped. I'd like to note that this is in large part due to her legacy, a legacy that I hope each of you will join us in celebrating throughout the entire year of her Kresge Eminent Artist Award and far beyond. Thank you again for joining us. Good night.